Hey friends, welcome back to the cocoaswatches YouTube channel and Happy New Year, Happy 2020. I cannot believe we are in a new decade. I'm excited to see what's in store. Today's video, we're going to be looking back for a second at some favorites, some of the best items to come out of 2019, some of the tried and true items that made it through 2019, and I'm going to take you through every single thing that I use, even things I don't normally show on camera, like my brow products, what I use to prep my face and prime and moisturize and all that stuff. So let's just jump right in. We got a lot to get through. So this video is going to be extremely long if I go and talk through every single thing I'm going to use today. So parts of this video are going to be a little bit sped up with voiceover. I'll just be talking you through what I'm using, and other parts I will pause and kind of describe my love and joy for some of the things on this, I guess, list, especially the ones that came out this year. So to start off, I am spraying my face with this Clinique spray. I'll have the actual names in the description bar down below, but I'm spraying my face because I want to apply this hyaluronic acid from L'Oreal. And I read somewhere, I feel like it was on Twitter, that hyaluronic acid works better when your face is wet, like it needs to be moisturized. So that's why I sprayed the spray. I applied the hyaluronic acid. And next I'm going to be using the Ole Henriksen vitamin C eye cream. That's not the name of it. I think it's like Banana Bright or something. Again, official names will be down below in the description box, but I apply that under my eyes just to brighten up some of the darkness that's going on there, and just to waken my face up. Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Pink Juice Moisturizer is one of my favorite moisturizers this year. I'm not sure if it came out this year. I feel like it might have come out in 2018, but it just leaves the skin feeling super bouncy, and the texture of it is very light, and I just like it as someone who has combination oily skin. It doesn't make me feel greasy or anything like that, so this one is definitely a staple of mine. So now that my face is prepped and primed, we're going to move into the brows. And actually, let me just say, I see a lot of y'all leave me comments about dermaplaning and shaving my face. Let me just say this for the record, I do not care. I do not care about hair on my face. I mean, maybe in the future, I will care more that there is fine hair on my face and want to shave it off, but I'm generally a very hairy person. There's parts of my body that I care to shave off, and there's other parts where I just don't feel like dealing with it, because then it will become something I'll have to deal with for the rest of my life, and I'm just not ready to make that type of commitment. So thank you for your suggestions, but I'm good. We good over here. All right. I mean, I know maybe it's unsightly, or some people don't like to see it, but yeah, I mean, my edges go all the way up to my brows. I have a lot of sideburns. It is what it is. So moving right along, we're going to get into brows. So for brows, I feel like my favorites are a little bit unconventional because I am a fan of the brow pen. Now, if you've never heard of a brow pen, it essentially is like a felt tip marker, and it creates hair-like strokes, or like you use it to create hair-like strokes that kind of, I mean, it's literally a pen. You're making like pen-like strokes onto your eye as opposed to a pencil or, pomade. And it is a lot lighter, and it might take a lot more time to get the desired effect, but for me, it looks a lot more natural and fluffy. So I'm not gonna go through my entire brow routine, but I will just show you really quickly some of the products that I like. So the first being the Urban Decay Brow Blade. They have the, which side is it on? They have the, and I'll get a close-up of this better. They have this on one side and a pencil on the other, which is kind of cool if you don't want to commit to the pen. And then, but my favorite is from MAC, and this is the Shape and Shade Brow Tint. And it has kind of like a powder on, so it has a pen on one side, and on the other side it has powder to fill it in any, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It has the felt tip on one side and the powder to fill in any spots that are like missing, any type of, you know, any part of your brow that needs a little bit filling in. So I'll zoom in and kind of show you a little bit of a demo on how I use it. And yeah, if you have any questions on that, let me know in the comments down below. All right, y'all, so I know I have got some crazy looking brows. So basically I brush them up and I take the pen and I start creating hair. Now you might be thinking, but your eyebrows are clearly already very thick. What I'm trying to do is make sure that there are no sparse parts, no gaps, and create a shape and then carve out that shape. So my eyebrows have different heights on each side. I think it's because of years of too much waxing. So I'm trying to create a shape that I can match on the other side. So as you can kind of see now, I'm carving out even some of the parts I drew because I'm just trying to get the arc right, and then draw out the rest of the tail with a pen or a pencil. So that's kind of the process, just carving and then going back in and filling in. So now I'm taking the powder side of the MAC pencil and I am going over top because sometimes when you use something like a liquid, it won't show up in photos. So the powder really helps, I guess, accentuate the shape I'm trying to create. And then sometimes I'll go in with a pencil just to make sure everything looks a little bit more crisp. This is from NARS, one of my favorite but expensive eyebrow pencils. But yeah, it's pretty much the process and that's the finished look. Alright, so because this tutorial was running a little bit long as I was talking through everything, we're just going to do voiceover for the rest of it. So one of my favorite products of 2019 was Jackie Aina's collaboration with Anastasia Beverly Hills. Her eyeshadow palette is beautiful, as you can see in this close-up, and so that is what we're going to be using today on the eyes. If you do not have this palette, please go pick it up. You will not be sorry. So I'm taking Credit in the crease, that is the neutral brown shade, and I'm just going to go ahead and create the shape that I want using a big fluffy brush. I want it to be kind of soft. Next I'm going in with that pink shade and I'm going on the outer corners. I guess it's like more of like a pink purple. I'm just going right under that brown shade and into my crease and deepening up the crease. I want this look to kind of be fun. I filmed it before the new year, so I was like thinking like a fun, like cute way to bring in 2020. So that's kind of what I was going through my head. But yeah, so just using that pink purple shade and deepening up the crease. Now that I have this shape that I want, we're going to talk about one of my other favorite eye items of 2019, which is the Huda Beauty Matte and Metal. I cannot talk. But if you've been watching a few of my videos from the past month, from December, I've used this product pretty extensively. It's one of my favorite products, especially for someone like me who has oily lids, who has kind of I don't know if you would call them large. I don't know, I feel like my eyes are big, so my lid space is just kind of very round. These are just great, and I have lots of videos showing different ways to use them. But today we're going to create a cut crease. So essentially what it is there's shimmer on one side, there is a matte, a liquid matte shadow on the other side. So I'm just using the liquid matte side to cut the crease, and this is one of their more neutral shades. It comes in a lot of different colors and a lot of different shades, so if you do check it out, feel free to, I think they're even coming out with more shades actually. But yeah, so there's versatility there, but I just wanted this neutral shade because I wanted it to be fun but still kind of wearable. Next, I'm putting a liquid shadow in between those two shades. This is just one from MAC. It's not necessarily the best or the worst, but I just like it because it's this bronze shade that kind of goes with everything. I wasn't sure if it was going to go with the pinky purple vibe that we had going on, but it ended up working out pretty well. So again, names will be, the name of this shade, specifically this bronzy shade, I'll put it in the description bar down below. But next I'm going to go into that deep purple in the Jackie Aina palette and just deepen out the outer corners and add a little bit of color back into the look. And it's looking not exactly as I planned, because I didn't plan this look, but it's looking pretty good in my opinion. So next we're gonna do some liner. Now I kind of struggled with the direction I want to go with this liner, but what I will say is that this Huda Beauty Lifeline liner is one of the blackest liners on the market. I'm gonna put on the screen here a swatch comparison I did of all the black liners that I had in my collection, and the liquid version, the liquid side of this liner was the darkest black, just an FYI. So basically what I decided to do after some thinking is to actually soften out this wing. I created like a more sharper wing on the other side, and I decided I didn't like it with this type of look. So I'm gonna try to even out both sides, and then I really just kind of defined this define the wing with the liquid side. So I used the pencil side, smudge it out, and then I'm using the liquid side now to kind of just, you'll see what I mean by define it. But yeah, this is probably one of the blackest eyeliners out right now. And I talked about it in my last video too, I think. So now it's time for lashes, but before I put on lashes, I wanted to show y'all my favorite mascara. I don't usually put on mascara on camera because I do wear falsies, but this is the NARS Climax mascara. One of the best mascaras to come out last year. I'm pretty sure it was last year or last December. I don't know. I feel like it's a recent launch though, and it is just so good. I don't hear people talk about it a lot, but it's really good. It's really black, and it really defines and gives me volume on my lashes. So the lashes I'm going to use are super cost friendly. These are IMV lashes, the 3D collection. I just get these from my local beauty supply store. And today I'm wearing the style 151, but they have like a ton of different styles. I don't know if you can get them online, but any probably local beauty supply store is gonna have them. So after I applied my lashes, I'm actually applying the Mic Hydro Grip. I forgot to show it on camera, but that's the only primer that I use, so I guess it's the best because by default. So one of my favorite foundation launches of 2019 was the Stay Naked foundation. It was just great for an oily girl like me. It came out in the summer, and it was like the perfect summer foundation. It's mattifying, it's lightweight, it comes in a lot of different shades, and it has a plastic but pretty packaging. It's just a great product. And like I said, I have oily kind of combination skin, so it meshed really well with my skin type, even though I'm wearing the Milk hydrating primer, or Hydro Grip, same difference. So I am now using, probably y'all forgot that this concealer came out this year. This is the Fenty The Cure. I feel like it's been out for a while, but it came out around this time last year, and it shook the table because it had 50 shades, and I don't think any brand still has up to 50 concealer shades. So yeah, still out there killing it per usual. I also showing here the Dose of Colors concealer that came out towards, I think, the end of the summer, and I want to use that on camera as well, just because it's a concealer that I really like, and definitely has made it into my favorite stash. So I'm using that shade to kind of bronze up the face, and I use the Fenty to highlight, and the shade and numbers that I'm using are going to be listed down below. So I'm just letting my concealer sit a little bit, and while it's sitting, I'm carving out that place we just kind of contoured with, that's my foundation that I'm using to do that. Just a good way to carve stuff out if you don't want to use like a lighter powder or something. So the Dose of Color sponge is also a favorite of mine. It is poppin'. If you haven't used a sponge, even if you do have sponges, you should check this one out. It's a good. Not every sponge is made equal. I don't believe so. Some people say it doesn't matter, but I truly believe that some sponges are made way better than others, and this is one of the good ones. So I'm just taking my time to, blend, make sure everything is blended in nicely into the base. So next I'm setting with the Beauty Bakery Plantain Powder. This is probably one of my favorite under eye powders. There are other powders that I really like. For example, the one from Mented is another favorite of mine, but it just so happens that the Beauty Bakery one comes in more shades. So I like that one for under eye just a little bit better. I'm also profiling right here the Fenty Pro Filter powder, because that powder just literally makes you look flawless. You can use it for under eye too, but I prefer to use it now as an all over face powder, like at the end of makeup, and it just makes everything just look really, really smooth and really, really pretty. All right, so I'm using the sponge to also press in that Beauty Bakery powder. And now we're gonna get into bronzer. So my favorite bronzers are the Fenty bronzer and the Prime Beauty bronzer. These are the only two bronzers I reach for at the moment. I use Coco Naughty from Fenty Beauty and I use Bronzeville from Prime Beauty. I used to use that combo, just a winning combo for me. So if you're my skin tone or around my skin tone, you probably wanna look into those two. They are just perfect, as you can see. All right, next we're doing highlighter. I feel like I've mentioned this product in a couple of videos as well. This is the Nabla Cosmetics Skin Glazing Highlight in Lucent Jungle. I know the name of that one. It's in the shade Lucent Jungle. And if you didn't know, I like to apply my highlighter onto a wet base, which is why I sprayed my face before highlighting. I also want to give a shout out to the Fenty Beauty Shimmer Powder, especially the Trophy Wife shade that just came out. I'm not going to use it today, but just, you know, we're discussing the best products, so I had to give some, I could have made everything in here. I had to give some shout outs. So now we're gonna get into lips. So I am wearing the Oma Beauty lipstick and I'm gonna line that with some liner from Makeup Forever, but this lipstick, from the shade to the name to the packaging to the creaminess of the lipstick, this lipstick is just bomb. Like, and it's like, it's just lip, but no, it's not just lipstick. Like, this lipstick is really good and it feels amazing on the lips. So it's kind of like the outline of my look. I decided I want to add some gloss. Oh, this is me applying that Fenty powder. As you can see, just really smooths everything out. And yeah, that is the finished look. I'm sorry if the bottom or the last half of the video was a little bit rushed. I was like taking my time in the beginning, but I realized it was going to be super long. But that is the finished video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about the products that I mentioned down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. And as always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will see you in the next video.